Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So, Alex Smith was throwing some dirt on the Washington Commanders organization on somebody's podcast, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to it before I tell y'all how I feel about it.
What words of advice, Alex Smith, would you have for Carson Wentz going to Washington now?
Oh man, that's tough. I think you got to try to eliminate the noise there. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of distractions. That entire organization, everything surrounding it, and obviously deservedly. It's been flawed the last 20 years. There's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of distractions, and it makes it difficult to kind of focus in on the football. But I think Carson's kind of in. That's where he's at this point in his career. This is really kind of make or break. He's getting one more chance to kind of be the guy. This is a team that, has been, almost desperate to try and get a franchise quarterback these last few years. And can he be that? And so I think he's got to kind of go, he's got to lock in. He cannot, like I said, can't get distracted. I mean, this is an opportunity. He's got to go make the most of it. And I think it's going to be telling. Can he do that? Right. I mean, the Cowboys kind of ran away with that division. I think the Eagles are going to continue to be better. We'll see what happens up in New York, but yeah, I mean, can he go make the most of this kind of last opportunity to be the guy here, with all that going on? And I think that kind of pressure and situation usually does one of two things, right? It really does usually kind of make these guys toe the line and nail it down, or it's too much and they can't handle it. So we'll see. Again, they've had a ton of turmoil there. I know they're trying to settle it down. It still, I think, kind of remains to be seen if it's going to happen.
So I'm mandated to follow up on this, Alex. I mean, so you're saying whatever was going on in the front office was affecting your ability to play football and focus on?
Yeah, I mean, how could it not? How could it not? I mean, for me, all the stuff there with just the entire organization from ownership down, head coaching and GM. It's a lot of there's been historically a lot of drama there, and it's a big market. Obviously the capital and a lot going on, and that organization is a really storied franchise. And there's a lot of turmoil and a lot of distractions. So to say that the stuff going on in the building doesn't infiltrate the locker room or out on the field would be crazy. That happens everywhere. I think that's what great organizations eliminate, and the bad ones have a hard time with. All that noise creeps into the building. And it does. It does affect the product on the field. So I think the great organizations and coaches have a knack to keep that out of the building, to quiet the noise, to decrease distractions and focus on football. But that's easier said than done.
All right, so here's how I personally feel, bro. I feel like Alex Smith hopping on that podcast and saying the things that he said about the Washington organization was corny. It was pretty petty. He seemed kind of bitter. Seemed like he had a lot more to say. And it really was unnecessary, All the dude asked him from the beginning was to give Carson Wentz some advice going into Washington, He could have kept it short and simple and said, just make sure you limit the distractions, make sure you stay focused, and take full opportunity of your chance to be the starting quarterback, He could have said something simple like that, but to actually laugh when the question was asked and say, oh man, and then just start going in on the organization, talking about how they're dysfunctional, there's a lot of distractions, it's hard to focus on football, and what else did he say? Yeah, he called them dysfunctional for 20 plus years. He said they deserve all of that stuff. That's rude, and it's very, it's corny, bro. Like, it's rude, it's corny, and for real, he's ungrateful as a player. This is the same organization, this shitty organization. It's the same organization that traded a third-round pick for you and took on your fat contract for you to be a starting quarterback. Everybody knows you a game manager, bro. You ain't nothing fantastic, bro. Yes, you did, help San Francisco get to the Super Bowl. But when you left, what did you do for the Chiefs? What did you really do for the Chiefs? It's the reason why they picked Patrick Mahomes to move on from you, bro. They needed better. Then we went to Washington. They gave you the starting job before you got hurt in 2018. You threw 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, about 2,000 yards. Don't really know what the QBR and completion percentage was, bro, but you were mid, It ain't like you was something drastic, So after missing the rest of the 2018 season, He also missed the complete 2019 season. And guess what they did? They still kept him on the roster. They still paid him money. They still supported him to the fullest, bro. 2020 offseason comes. At the time, they have Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, and Kyle Allen on the roster. They don't need your services. Plus, bro, you coming back basically on one leg. You out here really just handicapped at this point. They didn't care. They still kept you on the roster and gave you another chance to play ball after your gruesome leg injury that could have took your life, bro. This could have been career ending, bro. They knew you wasn't going to be the same. And they still threw you on the field when the opportunity presented itself, bro. They didn't have to play you. And when you went out there, you threw 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You were done. You was flat out done, bro. Flat out. You was done. You ain't did nothing for this organization. This organization did some things for you. You ain't do nothing for this organization. So for you to go in a podcast and just slander them for their struggles, that's kind of corny to me, you know? This franchise is with you at your lowest. That's morally wrong, just in my personal opinion, bro. Like, obviously he's entitled to his opinion, but it's just cleaner ways he could have said it, bro. He didn't have to say it the way he did. And then, you know, he also went on to say later in the podcast that, you know, good franchise, they're usually good at keeping that stuff, you know, away from the team, blocking out the outside noise and all that other stuff and distractions. And bad teams, they struggle with it. Or he said organizations, actually. So that right there, he's officially stamping them as a bad organization, bro. That's not a good look for you. That makes you look all types of corny, petty, bitter, and lame, bro. I really don't like that, you know? Then he tries to blame all the distractions and outside noise on the way the team and he performed. You feel me? If we talking about the way you performed, because he said it had an impact on the way he played specifically. If it had an impact on how you played, that's not true. That's what I mean to say that's not true. Bro, you played bad because you were not that good in Washington. That's just the facts of it, though. Now, I ain't saying everybody got to get to cooking him up and saying he a horrible dude. Like, I mean, he said what he said, but at the end of the day, he didn't have to say the shit he said. That's really all I'm saying. You know, I'm a Browns fan. I know what it's like to have a poverty franchise. We've had players come out that wasn't shit, talk about our franchise. So I'm here for y'all. You feel me? Like, we had Johnny Manziel talking shit about our franchise. So I get it, right? I get it. I get it. You had a right to feel how you feel about what he said. I'm just letting y'all know I feel like what he said was corny. Flat out. It ain't even like Carson Wentz was gonna see the podcast, bruh. What's the odds of Carson Wentz giving y'all advice anyway? Unless the shit go viral or somebody send it to him, what's the odds of him really getting your advice? That's why I'm saying he really took this as an opportunity to slander the organization. He had much more to say. He just didn't get it all out, man. But that's how I feel, man. He's morally wrong. You don't diss a franchise that was with you at your fucking lowest, bro. That's how I feel. Like, comment, subscribe. And I got some more content coming soon.